Talking tonight about all that's transpired since the Trump administration tried to put a lid on the Jeffrey Epstein story nearly a month ago, and everything that's not being done to get more of the truth out there. For instance, the House subpoenas issued yesterday to former President Clinton, Hillary Clinton, former attorneys general in both Democratic and Republican administrations dating back to the George W. Bush presidency. But one name conspicuously not on that list, the man who years before he served in the first Trump administration was a prosecutor and reached a non-prosecution agreement with Epstein, which was controversial back then and even more so now. Details from CNN's Randy Kay.
In 2006, the FBI began investigating Jeffrey Epstein's alleged activities with underage girls.
I've seen hundreds and hundreds of girls go through Jeffrey's swinging door.
Yet as the feds got closer, Epstein cut a sweetheart deal.
Here at Epstein's Palm Beach home is where much of the alleged abuse took place. According to court documents, as far back as 2001, it's believed Epstein began luring underage girls here with the help of those who worked for him. Most of the girls ranged in age from 13 to 16 and came from disadvantaged homes. They'd never before seen the exclusive Palm Beach Island.
Federal investigators had identified at least 36 girls and were still building their case when suddenly in 2007 came this non-prosecution agreement. It allowed Epstein to plead guilty to a lesser charge, just 2 prostitution charges in state court, and register as a sex offender. He would serve just 13 months in county jail. The deal also granted immunity to any potential co-conspirators. None of those people were identified. The deal shut down the FBI's investigation into additional victims and accomplices and any chance of Epstein going to prison for life.
I read the indictment. There was multiple allegations of sex trafficking, and then all of a sudden it disappeared.
The deal was signed off on by then U.S. Attorney in Miami, Alexander Acosta, who in 2017 became labor secretary under the first Trump administration.
He's supposed to be protecting these victims, and he was protecting Jeffrey Epstein, a pedophile.
It's scary because this is our government that's supposed to protect us, but has done everything to protect, a pedophile.
At his confirmation hearing for Labor Secretary, Alexander Acosta tried to explain his decision not to prosecute Epstein federally.
A plea that guarantees that someone goes to jail, that guarantees that someone register generally, and that guarantees other outcomes is a good thing.
2 years later, in July 2019, Epstein was arrested on federal sex trafficking charges after federal prosecutors in New York concluded that they weren't bound by the terms of the earlier non-prosecution deal. Days later, Acosta resigned as labor secretary amid public outrage over his role in Epstein's controversial plea deal.
I do not think it is right and fair for this administration's Labor Department to have Epstein as the focus rather than the incredible economy that we have today.
Top Democrats in Congress had called for his removal following the new federal charges against Epstein for allegedly sex trafficking young girls. 2 days before he resigned, Acosta said he was pleased about the new federal charges against Epstein.
Epstein's actions absolutely deserve a stiffer sentence.
About a month later, in August 2019, Epstein was found dead in his federal jail cell while awaiting trial.